Welcome to Bass Stake Fishing. We're headed back up to the California Delta for the second time in 2 months. That is unheard of. I live about 5.5 hours away. We get up there twice a year, but to get there back-to-back months, that's crazy. We hadn't been there for quite a while because of COVID, so we've been missing the place and made 2 trips in consecutive months. Love the Delta. The Delta's a pretty scary place, and I'm going to get into that in just a second. But before I start this video, I want to give a quick shout out to young Kent, who I met on the boat docks there at the B&W Resort. He recognized me from the video, stopped to talk to me, and I told him I would mention him in my next video. So, hey Kent, here's the mention. It was good to meet you. You're on your way to becoming a great angler. All right, let's talk about the Delta. The Delta is a scary monster. It can tear you up. And in fact, in the past, I have lost a prop in Little Frank's. There's all kinds of the submerged stuff that you can't see when the tide's at a certain level, and there were rocks right under the surface. Took my boat in there and just tore up my prop. Another trip up there, at the end of the day, my trolling motor was starting to die. I went into Tower Park to get some gas, which is the Jellystone campground up there in Terminus. And the winds came up and my trolling motor couldn't overcome the wind. So the boat was pushed underneath one of those boat storage units. And a wave came and put me underneath the wall of the unit, and then it came up underneath it, and it just tore up my gel coat. So another very expensive Delta trip. This time was not an exception. The Delta was the winner again, and let me tell you what happened out there. First of all, there's a sound you know if you fish the Delta at low tide that is the most horrifying sound you can possibly hear if you're a boater, and that is that high, shrill whistle that your engine alarm makes. When you're fishing at low tide, quite often you're going to get into a lot of vegetation that comes up over the bottom end of your motor. If you forget that you were in that that vegetation, you're going to start your boat up and that engine alarm is going to screech and make your heart stop beating. What happens is the weeds come up and they cover the intake for your motor, so it can't suck up the water to cool down the engine. If you forget about that, that alarm is going to wake you up. It makes your heart stop beating. That happened to me 3 times on this trip. Each time it happens, you got to stop your motor, lower the motor, get your trolling motor down, get out of that weedy area, and then start your boat and run, and then the alarm is going to go off. But it will scare you. Another thing that happened this time, we were fishing, stopped at a spot to fish for about 15 to 20 minutes. Somehow my elbow must have hit the throttle stick, and I knocked it into gear. I didn't know I had done it. So we fished for 15 to 20 minutes. When we're done, I jump behind the wheel, turn the key, and there was no sound. When you're on the Delta and your motor doesn't start, there is nothing that will make your heart stop beating faster than that. I went back, looked at the batteries, made sure all the connections were good, tried again, couldn't get any sound on the motor. I'm panicked. We were just about to call for vessel assist when I reached for the throttle and realized that I had accidentally knocked it into gear. Put it back out of gear, the boat started fine, and off we went. Needless to say, my blood pressure was through the roof, but we were good to go and we kept on fishing. The 3rd day, a problem arose that we could not fix. So we were down there by Little Frank's, in the back of Frank's track actually, and I stopped. We came off plane because we had to decide. We came to a fork in the river and had to decide which way we wanted to go. So I put it off plane, put the boat into neutral, and I noticed that my motor was not sounding right. It was sputtering, which causes alarm right away. I look back and I see a trail of fuel in the water behind me. And I realized pretty quick, my boat is leaking gas. So we sat there for a few seconds trying to decide what to do. I prayed about it because I always pray about things on the Delta. Told you the Delta's a scary place. It makes me nervous. So I'm always praying, God, take care of me, take care of this boat. So I stopped for a quick prayer, and then I looked over at Darren and said, Darren, we got to get out of here. If we don't get back to the B&W Resort before I run out of fuel, we're stuck out here. And if your motor dies, you're going to drift down the river. Wherever it ends up, you're going to have to grab something, hold on to it. Hopefully you get into some reeds or something. Call for vessel assist to pick you up. Nobody wants to do that. When you're on the Delta, you see abandoned boats everywhere out there. And it's nerve-wracking. It makes you nervous. Fortunately, I started the motor, it sputtered, it sounded terrible, I couldn't get it up on plane, kept pushing the throttle, and finally it got enough gas that it got me on plane. We had to cross Frank's Track and the San Joaquin River. Both of those are very scary bodies of water when the wind's blowing. I'm watching as my fuel gauge went from half full down to empty. And just as we got back to the B&W resort, I'm on full empty. I can start to hear the motor sputter again, and I was able to cruise it right up to the dock. We tied a rope to the boat, pulled it up on the trailer, and I was able to get it out of there. Thankful for the fact that we were able to get back safely before it completely ran out of fuel. I guess I've got a fuel leak somewhere. The boat's in the shop right now. We'll see what's going on. We did have to come home a day and a half early, but I am just thankful that we were able to get out okay. So it turned out pretty good, but that Delta, it's a scary place. Something always seems to happen when we're up there. Let's go ahead now. I'm gonna take you to the highlights of this trip. We didn't catch any giants. We caught a lot of little fish. We caught a ton of little fish. So I'm not gonna bring you all the fish. I'll just show you some of them. We got some good ones, 2-pounders in that range, but nothing huge. We love to go up there because we're always chasing the 5s, the 6, maybe even the double digit. This time, no giants, but it was a blast. Right up until the boat decided to leak fuel. Had a good time like we always do with the Delta. Come along, let's go take a look and see how we did.
Oh, is that you?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a long fish, but it's a good start.
Dude, that's a start.
Get up in here in the boat. Woo. All right, we just got going. One fish. Of course, he didn't want to say anything as hell because it ain't real big. But we're 20 minutes in, 2 fish. This is very much like last trip.
No.
2 fish, 2 little guys right away. Every time I go deeper, I get a little fish. Well, every time I've done it twice.
Well, every time twice.
That's true. So I guess I'll take it deeper.
Maybe they're sitting on the outside out here.
That's what I'm wondering.
You know, like maybe they're pulled out a little bit. Oh, look at you. Don't move. You're in the gill, dude. Oh, Aaron's on a fish. Not a bad one at all. Nope.
Oops, I better get myself off those wood pylons with my big motor.
See, there's a ton of grass.
Oh, yeah. It's alright. He's off.
That's good, though.
Yeah. Alright, it's a good spot right here. Oops, and then once again. Well, whenever I'm filming, I go right into the wood. Why not? Alright, that's 2 fish right here. Give him a headache. There's another one. We'll get it over there just in time for him to bring it in. And and then I got to stop the video to get away from the wood pilings that's killing one.
Sorry, Bruce. He hit it like it scared me. Same size as all of them.
Whoa! And I'm going into the rocks. There's fish all over the bottom too, according to the fish finder.
Yeah, that one felt like a tank, and he's one of the smallest ones. Slowly reel it in.
All right. Oh, double hook up. Good fish, Darren.
I got a good one.
I got a good one too. Hey, this is better than mine. Double hook up.
Hey.
Let me bring the camera out here for me and Darren catching fish. Darren's down there, mine right here. Pretty cool.
Right, he's running. Oh, what is that? Is that a bass?
Yeah,
It's black.
very dark.
I thought it was a big crappie. Oh no, it's a bass. Look how dark he is. Look at that thing.
Ooh, come here, buddy.
Rip. Yeah, dude. That one looks solid.
That one's better. Dude, that's a real fish.
You called it
Oh,
too.
yeah.
It should be 4 pounds. No, that one just looks.
2.5.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you
That's a
stay.
3-pounder. That's 3.
There we go.
Nice.
That's what we're here for. Oh, what are you gonna do for
Good
me?
looking though.
Good looking fish.
It's like 208.
First one that gave me any kind of. So close. 2.6.
Nice.
All right.
There it is.
Nice Delta bass.
That's getting the camera.
I'm not even out in the water yet. And Darren's already got a little guy right there ready to go. First fish of the day. Day number 2. We literally, I haven't even put my rods, they're still in their rod sleeves. That's a decent. That's actually better than the last one. All right, up here on the riprap, throwing up Senkos. Don't want to give away our spot.
Right. Secret spot.
Let me not show the giant park tower right behind us. Well, he's better. You can already tell by the way he's swimming you. Or not. But that's 3 fish in 3 minutes, so.
Or not. Not putting a lot of bend in your rod.
No way, he's better than the little one. He's right in the mid-size.
He's swimming at you.
Yeah. Well, you know what? He's better than me. He's not. Oh, yeah. That's a better fish, dude. He's borderline, too.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
He's short. Short and fat. There we go.
Not too though.
No. He's short.
Putting on my.
That's a pretty good fish. Oh, and off he goes, but he's on film, so he counts. Just lost a good one. Darren's got a good one right there. Grab the net for him. Darren likes to net 1 pound, 14 ounces. It's a good fish. That's 2 pounds, dude. No,
But still.
It's a good fish, though. That's probably about what I lost.
I think it's your one you just.
It could be, because that's what he felt like right there. All right, we're back on some fish, and here's a good thing. Get some bigger ones. Now let's go find the 3s, 4s, and 5s. Where's that scale at? Because that's what we do. And I'd keep filming them, but I got fish to catch. Good color, but he just destroyed your something. Did you lose one of the appendages on that thing?
Yes.
Something flew off.
Yes.
He looks good coming in. And was that first cast out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this spot's got fish again. So here's how it goes sometimes. We fished all day, didn't catch a lot of good fish. We got some fish, a lot of fish actually, but nothing big. So Darren gets back to the room, grabs a frog, and heads over to the marina. And he just calls me and says, dude, I just caught a 3. I got another big one. So grab a frog and get down here. So we spent all day out in the Delta, and of course our best fish are gonna end up coming from right here in front of the B&W in the little boat dock area. So I grabbed a frog. I'm heading out there to meet up with him. He's already got 2 big ones. See what we can do. Of course, there's the marina. There's my boat sitting out there right there. And Darren's down here catching fish off the docks. We got a cat on top of the boat right there. That's kind of funny. And yet people live here in these boats. In fact, I'll show you over here. That out there is the Mulgnoomy River. You got these beautiful houseboats. People live in these. But Darren, who decided not to catch any fish in the boat today, decided to sneak out here and fish some frogs. And like I said, he's already caught 2 big ones. Here is the B&W Resort. Love this place, by the way. We're here for 2.5 days. You've been seeing our fish catches up till now. Darren's lucky enough to land another one. I will grab the phone and film it. But for now, I'm shutting down because I want to throw some frogs. That's not terrible. He's not great. There we go. Back on him.
You're savage. That big old bird you're gonna piss off.
Nice bag. Oh, there. Yeah. I'm looking at the top of the one. You can be pissed if this hit.
There it is, right?
Yeah, but he's not big. Look at all of that little shad coming through. Fry or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Where's your bigger brothers that I lost? Come back to it, and once again, first cast in, Darren's on a fish. That's money. There we go. I went to reach the net in, all of a sudden I got a fish right in my cheek. There we go. Good fish. No, there he is. So I lost a fish right here a second ago. He was smart and got himself into the weeds. And now Darren has a fish who did the exact same thing. I'm gonna go back and get him. Yeah, that's a good fish.
Yeah, he's 113.
Yeah, he's a good fish. All right, so these guys are a little smart. Yeah, we'll stick around here because that's 2 fish and 2 casts. So Might as well keep here.
Take this.
Don't go in the weeds. Dude, if you're not in the weeds, you're good. Good fish. We're not gonna go right now. That's 4 fish in 20 minutes. Oh, he was going nowhere. Well, maybe.
Well, that was it. That was the last fish. After I caught that fish is when we found the gas leak in the boat. Ended the trip a little early. We had to come home a day and a half early. We still had a great time. Caught a lot of fish. Always fun at the Delta. Always a little bit dangerous as well. Got the boat over here on the side of the house. I'm just happy the boat's home and not stuck out there in the Delta somewhere. So I'm going to get the boat in on Friday. They're going to find out what's going on with it. Hopefully it's just a fuel line leak or something small like that. We had a good time out there in the Delta. Thanks for joining us on Bass Day Fishing. We'll see you guys next time.